Hey guys, welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I'm David.
I'm Charles.
Tonight we're going to be talking about Thunderbird, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after our intro. As you can see, we are back. You decided to change it, I think.
I did. I see what you did there.
I noticed it like earlier, and then we did our intro, and now it's like changed. I'm like, snaky.
Quick on the draw.
You guys don't know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Just go back at the end of the video and check it out.
See if you can notice the difference.
Spot the difference. I saw it.
Can't have two of them in here, just one.
Yeah. Let us know if you can see it. Oh man,
God! How is everybody doing? I had a fantastic week. Not that anybody asked, but I hope everybody's doing great. Nobody asked. Literally,
nobody asked. Literally,
I'm just interjecting. I don't care.
They complain that we have.
They hate that we have. They hate that we have a fantastic week.
What?
No, it was a great week. It was solid. Spent the weekend with family. I think it was, Saturday is my niece's birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good. She had a unicorn themed birthday. I think she was.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. She's a huge fan of Grogu, which is the little green Yoda figure on Mandalorian, for those that don't know. And it's the cutest thing. She calls it QQ. Don't know why.
How old
she
is she?
Calls. You just had to ask me.
Whoa.
She's either. I know, dude.
Somebody's in trouble.
Crazy. No, it's so bad. Like, I'm horrible with numbers. Well, remembering people's numbers. Yeah, dates. Okay, so I can tell you this. I know it's either 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. One of those in there. I know she's not 2, but it's either she's 3 or 4. But she was born during COVID. It's all fuzzy time, right? Like, nobody cares, So it's just like I care about her, obviously.
Dig that hole, Charles. Just dig it.
Just go right in there. Anyways,
whoopsie daisies.
No, it was great though. It was fun, and so I got her a little 3D puzzle. And see, the way I see it, from what I remember, my sister liked puzzles as well. So I figured, little sister and mom, mom and daughter time. There we go. So I figured, why not? Double whammy there. But I hope she loves it. Hope she enjoys it. And then she got a couple other Star Wars things that was really cute too. So it was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. And then Sunday, Chiefs got super freaking lucky and won. That's about it. I think that's one of the luckiest moments I've seen in sports history. Like, I was even like, oh, they're going to kick a field goal. We're going to lose. Like, it's just, the game's done. Game's done. Nope. No. Guys came through. Don't tell me how, but they did it. They dug deep down.
I seen an awesome picture today. My buddy was like, the refs helped block the field.
Oh, is the ref doing this? I love that picture.
I was like, that's great stuff.
It's the best. No, I think it's great. Like, it's just keep that theme going of the refs helping the Chiefs.
It's up there with that video I sent you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. I honestly, I love it so much that most of the fan base hates the Chiefs. Love it.
It wouldn't be so bad if they didn't win so much.
I think that's definitely what it is, because somehow
nobody likes to win too much. You can
exactly
win.
It's weird, right?
You'll be like, oh, cool. They're a good team.
I did see that some sports announcer was like, I want the Chiefs to lose at least 1 or 2 more games and then go for the 3-peat. Like, he was like, I don't want an undefeated season. And he's not even like a super Chiefs person. Yeah. But I'm just like, yeah, they're still obviously they want us to lose. Like, duh. Which I knew always. I don't know why.
Next week might be that day.
Oh, yeah, true. Denver, it's always a tough game.
Yeah.
I think we just play down to our opponents. We play to our opponents, essentially. Which, I mean, that's what wins Super Bowls, I guess, right? Like,
Hey.
But so that was good. And I was completely awestruck, honestly. Did not expect that to happen whatsoever. So yeah, that was my weekend. Nothing really happened during the week besides work and
Sounds
work.
like
So it was great. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yep. Nothing but work.
Yep. And I mean, there's some things I could say, but I'm not going to. Anyways,
Yeah, I got some video work done like early, like right after the radio show last week. Got some video work done. Tuesday, got a bunch of video work done.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I heard.
Nothing, not
yeah,
a
I heard.
thing.
I knew that you were in the mood for editing for those first couple days for sure.
Yeah, I got like 28 minutes of video done. Woo. So I've got a new video coming soon.
Nice.
It's just, I had my daughter 3 days.
Well, yeah.
And I can't do anything when I have her here because like the buildings are separate. So, so I got all that done, and I was still in the mood to finish it and get it done, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
So,
no, it makes total sense.
Tonight, after the show, I'm going to do a little bit more. And then tomorrow I'll do some more. Hopefully it'll be done after these 2 days. So knock on wood.
What's the longest period you've ever gone of just like
straight editing?
Yeah.
14 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's more than a half a day.
That was back-to-back nights of 12 and 14 hours.
Wow.
Straight editing. That was for Into the Light.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep. I busted that shit out fast.
Yeah, I can tell. Definitely.
But no, like it's this. So this video that I'm going to be putting out, there's a little personal moment that happens in it. So, and I kind of want it to be in there.
Yeah.
But even just watching it, I don't know. I feel a certain way when I watch it. Not like cringy or nothing. It's just like, you'll understand when you see it.
Makes me feel all fuzzy. No.
Yeah. You'll understand when you see it. And
all right.
This video and the video that's going to come after it, they're out of order. Like they're flip-flopped. But yeah, definitely something big and kind of personal that was going on during that investigation.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that's a big one.
Yeah. There's going to be a few pieces of evidence in it. So some of it I'm going to leave unnoticed. Like I'm not going to point it out or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see if anybody comes up with it. But
okay.
Yeah, hopefully I can get this done in the next couple days. Maybe have it out by the weekend. Who knows? If I don't have it done in the next couple days, I won't get another chance till Saturday to work on it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So tonight for sure. Yeah.
So tonight is getting done.
Tonight's getting done. All right. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. Well, shall we? It's been about 10 minutes ish. Is there anything else you need to talk about?
No. Nope. Not talking about football anymore. These guys are.
I'm not even going to talk about that one either.
I'm going to say this. It's so bad right now. The fans were leaving the game on Sunday.
Oof.
And chanting "Fire Flus," which Coach Eberflus is our coach. So they were just chanting "Fire Flus" at the stadium, and they left early. Yikes. So it's bad right now. Like, yeah.
Yikes.
I'll just share it. I'll share more with you like later, but like,
that's really bad.
It's been bad. And yeah. Anyways,
at least you're not the Panthers. But at least you're not the Giants who lost to the Panthers.
We'd probably lose to them too.
No, that's fair. All right, that's fair. Okay, so right. A little while back, we decided that November we wanted to do a little bit of
Native American lore,
American lore, legends, theme, what have you.
Yeah.
And I haven't really done I mean, there's been like times throughout history that I've done deep dives into Native American culture, but I haven't really done a deep dive into the mystical lore and not mythology. Yeah, mythology in a sense.
Yeah.
Of Native American culture. So we decided, yeah, November should be something like that because it makes sense, honestly. And then something from a trip sparked it up, but we'll talk about that later.
No, we can talk about it now. It's fine.
Okay, so when we went to Alton, we saw the Piazza bird, and it was freaking sweet. And then Dave gave me like a quick little rundown on these mythical giant creatures.
I'm surprised you didn't know.
Well, yeah, like I know that I've heard of it before, but it didn't really like hit until you said, because I always think of the planes, man.
Maybe you were thinking about like Thundercats.
No.
I think of the Thundercats. I don't know why.
No, I mean, Thundercats is a great show back in the day, but no, I fully remember Thunderbirds as far as like mythical giant creatures. That's it. That's all I knew it as. Not or origins, where it came from, stuff like that.
Yeah,
origins, where it came from, same thing. So we went to Alton, and you were like, I gotta go see this Piazza bird thing. I'm like, okay, cool. It's honestly, first thing that I thought it was something with like some school. Not gonna lie. I thought it was something related to some school. Like, oh, it's just a college fan. Like, need to go like see a favorite school statue or something. I don't know. And then when we finally come up, or you told me about it, I was like, oh, okay, that does kind of sound neat. Let's go check that out.
Yeah. And it's cool when you get there because like, well, we took the back way. Well,
we did. Well, it was the back way in for sure. We went down a road that it forked, right? Going left, there was a sign that said authorized vehicles only. And I was looking at the map with David, and it was like, this road connects to the other end. And I was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you're sure?
Go down here.
No, Google was saying we could go down. I was like, all right, cool. I'm not going to go against Google. So we go down there, and then on the other side, well, yeah, but so we thought maybe the other split was the authorized vehicles only part. Nope. But I was like, what are they going to do? Are the cops going to follow us? We were in a rental car. They're not going to find our information.
Turn around. Go back.
Yeah, literally. Like, okay.
Where?
So we could have found.
Around?
I'm just saying we could have accidentally stumbled on upon like some Area 62 something. I don't know, whatever. Like that would have been wild, huh?
It would have been sweet,
right? So we went down the road and came out the other side. It was next to some water control station, so I think that's why, because it's on the back side of it. So I'm sure they probably were like, "What the heck is this car doing?" And then they see us park, and anyways,
like that's not an authorized vehicle.
Yeah, just the one guy sitting at the desk, like, "Hey."
They don't have a sticker.
Yeah. God, just ruining everybody's life. So
he got fired.
Yeah, right. He definitely got fired. That would be wild, dude. We got some guy fired for.
Damn it, Arnold! Why did you let him go?
Just blame Google, okay? That's Google's fault, not ours. So we decided,
fired.
Like I said,
fucking fired, Bob.
We did this, and I was just like, "Oh, this is kind of cool," but I mean, Can I continue talking about it, or you want to save it?
That's fine. Okay.
Okay. So we pull up, and you could tell that there's this like giant cave like carved into the side of the hill. What do you want to call it? Mound. And you see the bird on the side, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I wonder how the Native Americans painted that up there. But then you look closer, and you can see the dynamite blasts of some spots. And I'm like, you know what? I wonder if the Piazza bird was actually inside the original one.
Yeah.
Maybe. But they had this whole so you could tell that it looked like people were able to go inside those caves years ago. But they did shut it down. I don't know how long it's been, but people could. But honestly,
it looked like they hosted tours and stuff that went through.
Yeah, easily.
And these caves, I mean, they're not like just a little opening. Like it towers. Like it is like the walls of Mordor. I don't know.
Well, sure. Let's go with that.
I don't know.
Just say the black gates. Huge. The black gates. Just say the black gates. All right, cool. People can understand. No, so and I've worked in like man-made cave structures, right? This was definitely bigger than man-made cave structures.
Yeah, this had to have been like 6 stories.
Yeah, we were absolutely. We were also thinking like if Dave would have brought his drone, how cool that would have been, because we could see like, and sadly the grass is all overgrown, so you can't see down in there. Which if somebody was homeless, that's a perfect spot for someone to go chill. Yeah, I'm just saying.
We'll talk more about the Piazza bird here in a minute.
Yes, I don't want to get into too much.
I definitely want to get into what a Thunderbird is. Background and origins here. So the Thunderbird is a mythological bird-like spirit in North American indigenous peoples' history and culture. It is considered a supernatural being of power and strength. It is frequently depicted in the art, songs, and oral histories of many Pacific Northwest coast cultures, but is also found in various forms among some peoples of the ancient Southwest, or the American Southwest, East Coast, Great Lakes, Great Plains, and honestly the Midwest too, because that's where a lot of the stories that I found were coming from. The Thunderbird is said to create a thunder by flapping its wings. That's according to the Algonquin. And lightning by flashing its eyes. Across cultures, thunderbirds are generally depicted as birds of prey or hybrids of humans and birds. Thunderbirds are often viewed as protectors, sometimes intervening on people's behalf, but expecting veneration, prayers, and gifts. So, like a lot of cultures, how they have like these gods and stuff, like they're usually revered and usually given not sacrifices, but what is the word I'm looking for? The giving crap. Help me here, Charles.
Dude, I'm stuck with you. I don't know.
Help! Running. Like, I don't know, gifts. The whole gifts thing, the whole gift giving. Like, I can't think of the word for it. But anyway, archaeologically, these sites containing depictions of thunderbirds have been found dating to the past 4,000 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
probably like honoring something or a.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
See, yeah, like I.
This isn't easy, guys.
Like it's not a sacrifice in a sense, but you're sacrificing those goods. Like you're
giving it. Somebody help.
Please help us.
Put it in the comments. By God.
God, dude, this is stupid. Why can't I think of this?
It's one of those nights.
It's a Monday.
So some petroglyphs of thunderbirds found near the Twin Bluffs in Wisconsin are in a shelter, basically a cave, that was dated to be 250 BCE to 1500 BCE, before Christ.
Wow.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
And some of these myths and tales of the Thunderbird even date back to about 4,000 years before Christ. Some of the people include like the Algonquin. We'll talk about some of their beliefs about it. Several different tribes here. The Algonquin, the Thunderbird myth and motif is prevalent among the people in the Northeast, Eastern Canada, like Ontario, Quebec, and so on. Northeastern United States, Sacramento. There you go.
There you go.
The discussion of the Northeast region has included Algonquin-speaking people in the U.S. Midwest states as well. In Algonquin mythology, the Thunderbird controls the upper world, while the underworld is governed by the underwater panther, or great horned serpent. The Thunderbird creates not just thunder with its wings flapping, but lightning bolts, which it casts at the underworld creatures. It's like it shoots freaking laser beams out of its freaking eyes. Thunderbird in this tradition may be depicted as a spreaded eagle bird.
I got it, Dave.
You're gonna spread eagle. Oh, wait, you got the word?
Offering.
Thank you.
I didn't cheat, by the way. That was it just took a minute.
It just dawned. There it is.
Anyways.
All right, so it's depicted as a spread eagle bird, wings horizontal, head in profile, but also quite common with the head facing forward.
Yeah.
Thus presenting an X-shaped appearance overall. The Ojibwe version of the myth states that the Thunderbirds were created by Nanabozo to fight the underwater spirits.
Do you need to blow your nose? You good?
Oh, I'm good.
Sorry. Anabono. Sorry.
Nanabozo.
Yeah. I didn't know if you just had something coming up or something. Yeah, exactly.
Thunderbirds also punished humans who broke moral rules. So watch out, Charles.
Oh,
The Thunderbirds lived in the four directions.
Krampus gonna come get me.
The Thunderbirds lived in the four directions and arrived with other Thunderbirds with other birds in the springtime. In the fall, they migrated south after the end of the underwater spirit's most dangerous season. So this kind of makes you think like this Thunderbird is migratory. It's what it sounds like.
Well, that makes sense.
Speaking like with today's knowledge of birds.
Yeah, just something totally implanted in their DNA. Just they're literally designed to fly away to different places that are climate driven.
Menominee of northern Wisconsin tell of a great mountain that floats in the western sky on which dwell the Thunderbirds.
Is it Menominee or Menominee?
Phenomenon.
Oh, Phenomenon. Sorry. Phenomenon.
Phenomenon. Well, you got what I was putting out.
Yeah, I got you.
You know where that's from, you put it in the comments.
Yeah, if you know what that's from.
So it sounds to me like they're seeing a great mountain that floats in the western sky. I wonder if it's like those
huge,
like those like a mirage, or you know how you can see land and then like with the heat settling at the bottom, like this.
Yep.
I don't know, separation of land and sky.
Absolutely.
Looks like things are floating. I wonder if that's what was going on with there. But they said Thunderbirds dwell on those mountains. They control the rain and hail and delight in fighting and deeds of greatness. They would be enemies of the great horned snakes and have prevented these from overrunning the earth and devouring humankind. They are messengers of the great sun himself.
Oh.
The Suan, the Thunderbird motif.
I want to get a little closer to the mic. Just saying, it's kind of fuzzy. It was like
okay.
There you
How's
go.
that?
That's better.
Right. The Thunderbird motif is also seen in Siouan-speaking peoples, which includes tribes traditionally occupying areas around the Great Lakes. The Ho-Chunk. Ho-Chunk tradition states that a man who has a vision of a Thunderbird during a solitary fast will become a war chief of the people. That's interesting.
I wonder what's a solitary fast.
I don't know. The Arikara. Who did that?
Heather? Who did that?
Let's see. Talks about it. A few more indigenous beliefs about the Thunderbirds. You want to read those off? Okay.
What?
You had some more tribes?
Yes. Sorry, it just all I heard was blah, 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 blah. Sorry. That's literally all I heard. Okay.
Phenomena. Phenomena.
All right. Yes, the Winnebago peoples. So the Thunderbird, of the Winnebago people, suggests that this creature also had the power to grant people great abilities. Their traditions dictate that any man who has a vision of the Thunderbird during a... Well, did you just say this? Was that the Winnebago people?
No.
Well, the Winnebago people thought that as well.
Yeah, it's a common theme.
Okay, perfect. That makes total sense. Okay, so the Arapaho... Arapaho mythology sees the Thunderbird as a summer creature, as did many of the tribes in the Great Plains. According to their legends, the Thunderbird was an opposing force to the white owl, the creature that represented winter. So basically, summer versus winter kind of thing. And then the Shawnee people, like many other tribes, the Shawnee also believed that the Thunderbird could change its appearance in order to interact with people. That sounds like a skinwalker.
Yeah.
Their beliefs, however, detail that Thunderbirds appeared as boys and can be identified by their tendency to speak backwards.
Interesting.
That's an odd detail, right? Like how did that survive? That it was boys and it boys. Yeah, fuck off. Anyways, that it was boys.
Why did you say it that way?
I don't know. It just happened, dude. My voice was just like, it could come out that way. It was boys, and that it had like it would speak backwards. I hate you. I hate you so much.
I was taking a drink, and you're like, boys, boys.
That makes me think of.
Yes, I do.
Gene Wilder.
Yep.
Blazing Saddles. What look at when I got here? Where the white women at?
Oh man.
It was such a great. Honestly, that's what I think during the reactions that I watched of that movie. That's like one of the funniest bits of that movie. Easily. Well, that was funny too. But yeah, maybe that's what I thought of, boys.
Oh man.
But no, how did that survive all that time in history? Just that those two odd details, boys, and they could speak backwards.
I mean, maybe it is because it's an odd detail. That's why it survived. You know, it's like the whole exorcism thing. Like there's certain perspectives on exorcism, certain things that just kind of fell through history that still tie into what they believe and
that's a good point.
Practice. And
but that would be wild though. So it's like they would appear as men. So
no, not men, boys.
Fuck off. Boys, men. I think it was men. Hold on. I don't know. It was boys. Okay, so what if they just interacted with some other tribe with some kid that was an asshole?
Just wanted to mess with them.
Yeah, dude. Or they thought they're speaking forward. Like, what if it's a different tribe, right?
In a different language.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hello, he's speaking backwards. Little prick. Boy, somebody get that boy.
You're never gonna let that down. I'm screwed. I'm so screwed.
It's almost as bad as oh. Oh.
That was a good one.
Oh, boys.
Hey, man.
Oh, I'm creating a montage.
You are definitely creating all the weird things I say or do.
The way you say it. Oh my god!
I just said it and I was like, "Oh crap!"
It's like when you say it and you know somebody's gonna make fun of it. They're like,
"Oh dang it! I'm gonna just keep on going. Hopefully, it doesn't. What the hell?
Just push forward. Just push forward.
Just fast forward. Don't stop. Quick, change the channel. All right. So that was basically the last of the tribes.
Okay.
Those three tribes that I came across as well. So. Yeah, where do we go from here? Cases? Different sightings?
Yeah. We had talked about the Piazza bird, and if you don't know what the Piazza bird is, I'm going to read it to you. The Piazza bird is a mythical monster depicted in a painting on a cliff overlooking the Mississippi River north of Alton, Illinois. The French explorer Jacques Marquette provided the earliest extant account of figures painted on the bluffs near what is today Alton, which he and Louis Joliet saw on their trip down the Mississippi in 1673. According to a translation of Marquette's diary, they came upon two painted monsters that were, and this is from the diary, the paintings were as large as a calf. They have horns on their head like those of a deer, a horrible look, red eyes, a beard like a tiger's, a face somewhat like a man's, a body covered with scales, and so long a tail that it winds all around the body, passing above the head and going back between the legs, ending in a fish tail. Green, red, and black are the three colors composing the picture. In his diary, Marquette marveled at the technical skill of the painting. He found it difficult to believe that it had been created by any savage. and claimed that the section of the cliff on which it appeared would have made its creation difficult at best. Marquette also claimed to have made a sketch of these monsters, but that sketch was later lost. Several other 17th century accounts exist, but according to an article by the scholar Wayne C. Temple, the last credible one dates to 1698, when the observer claimed that the painting had nearly disappeared. These accounts differ from the details of the monsters depicted, and at least one suggests that the painting included an unremarkable-looking horse.
Okay. All right, then. Interesting.
Temple's article claims that there exist no accounts of paintings near Alton between 1699 and the first decade of the 19th century, and that those from the early 19th century are contradictory. A sketch made of the painting in 1825 has survived. It depicts a horned, seemingly scaly creature that suggests some of the exotic details claimed by Marquette. In 1836, John Russell, a former professor of a town near Alton, published an account of the painting that also provided a backstory for the figure depicted in it. According to Russell, this creature is known as the Piazza. The name is Indian and signifies in the language of the Illini. It's called in the Illini the bird that devours men. The Piazza once terrorized Native American villages, Russell claimed, killing many warriors before it was slain by the chief Otuga, or I don't know, Watoga, who had offered himself as bait and had 20 warriors with poisoned arrows wait in an ambush for the monster. When the Piazza swooped down to attack the chief, why is this page jumping? Ads on
also,
it.
Morty, Jerry, hilarious. Next time, Charles, stand and do a knee bend with your hand above your head saying, "Buzz."
So when the Piazza swooped down to attack the chief, it was killed by the barrage of poisoned arrows, thus saving the tribe. To this story, which Russell attributed to all of the tribes of the upper Mississippi and those who have inhabited the valley of the Illinois, he added a vivid description of a cave filled with the bones of all those killed by the Piazza, estimated to be in the thousands, which another reason why I would love to go in those caves. Russell later acknowledged to his son that he had fabricated this account, but within a few years of his article's publication, this legend of the Piazza was being repeated and elaborated upon, such that it became widely accepted. A variety of explanations of the painting exist today, ranging from credible attempts to place what Marquette claimed he saw into the border context of Native American culture and the history of European colonization of North America, to outlandish claims about Chinese exploration to the Mississippi. So the painting of the Piazza continues to be a local landmark in Alton, though some or all of the cliff on which the original painting appeared was quarried and thus destroyed during the 19th century. The painting was recreated and restored several times during the 20th century. A major restoration occurred in the 1990s when it measured about 50 feet wide by 20 feet tall, though it was subsequently vandalized. Dang. So, yes.
That sucks.
So I guess you are correct that bluff was quarried.
Okay.
But the tradition is to paint them. They paint that thing every year at least, I think.
Makes sense. No, I mean it sucks that it's not the original bird, but I get it. I do.
Yeah. Even though it's not the original bird painted there, it's still a historical thing and a traditional thing that's being done, whether it be Native American or not. Still I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, no, it's just that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys.
It just farted out of my brain. It's gone,
and there she goes.
Bye, thoughts.
Right. So did we want to? Like, I've got the story about the kid that was swept away.
Okay. Real quick, I do want to say, like, we did when we went there, we did get to see it. We got pictures. It
was cool.
Did a whole vlog video. Now, I really wanted to point out those caves because, like, I think, and I don't know for sure because I've not read anything about it pertaining to those caves there. I do believe that perhaps those caves that are there is where they believe these birds lived. This Piazza bird, these Thunderbirds lived in the bluffs, in the cave. Because, like I said, these caves are like 6 stories high. Like, it's huge. Like, a big bird could live in there easily. So, all right, that's all I got on that one.
No, it was massive, huge structure.
Yes,
for shows. All right, so segue.
Take it away, Charles.
All right, I'll tell the story. So, I would say probably the most infamous story is the one where, well, actually, no, sorry. It's actually been seen here in Pennsylvania here fairly recently too. So I haven't looked up that story yet, but I was going to. But this one is mainly the kid that got picked up by the bird. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So from atlasobscura.com, that's who I'm reading from. At approximately 8:10 p.m., the Lowe's family were cleaning up their. I'm just gonna restart that. Was cleaning up after their al fresco dinner. The kids still playing outside, and that's when stupid ad. And that's when it happened. Ruth, the matriarch of the Lowe clan, was cleaning in the kitchen where she couldn't see her children. That's the first mistake. She heard a piercing scream and knew it was none other than her 10-year-old son, Marlon. When she ran outside to see what the commotion was, she was stunned to see 2 massive birds flying in a tight wingtip to wingtip formation, and that they were chasing her son Marlon. They were trying to peck him, clawing at him, basically trying to get his shoulders. As Ruth ran to Marlon's aid, the larger of the 2 birds sunk their claws into his shirt, fully lifting the 56-pound boy off the ground like a hawk getting a rodent, right? Just snatching that sucker. Dude, I saw that happen with a rabbit once.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was wild. I came home, and I just happened to walk outside to let the dogs. It was basically I was letting dogs outside to go to the bathroom, and all of a sudden this hawk just and just gone. I'm like, oh, that just happened. Okay. Okay. Whoa.
Go inside.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. So that was interesting. So that was, probably one of the craziest things I've ever seen nature-wise. But the birds were no match for a defensive mother. Ruth kept attacking the birds, and it dropped her now terrified son to the ground after carrying him a distance of over 35 feet. When the Lowe's went to the police, they laughed out. They were laughed out of the precinct. I can't. So there's ads that keep moving the screen up and down, so it just makes me constantly lose my spot. I'm like, ah! So I'm sorry, guys. I really do apologize. Oh, one of the cops allegedly said to Ruth over the guffaws of his fellow officers, "What's guffaws?"
I don't know.
Guffaws. Jerry, what is it? Camera's over there, not over here. I don't know why, but I feel like the camera needs to be over here. But that's
the laughter. Yeah.
Now let me get this straight. A giant bird attacked your nephew. That's probably how it went. So this bird attacked him, and in her statement to the police, Ruth described the bird as such. It had a white ring around its half-foot-long neck. The rest of the body was very black. The bird's bill was 6 inches in length and hooked at the end. The claws and the feet were arranged with 3 front and 1 in the back. So, football formation.
Yeah.
Exactly. Each wing, less the body, was 4 feet at the very least. The entire length of the bird's body from beak to tail feather was approximately 4.5 feet. That's a big bird. Obviously, as hard, any what?
Hard laughing is what it means.
Oh, so like what I was saying. Anyways, called it. So nailed it. Right. Obviously, as with any witness accounts of cryptids, Ruth and Marlon Lowe's story was met with a healthy dose of skepticism, and they were ridiculed. As their story was circulated around the local press, Marlon became known as, or to his schoolmates, as Bird Boy.
Original.
That is original. He is the original Bird Boy. And dead pigeons were tossed into the Lowe's family porch. That's extreme. What a bunch of little assholes.
Yeah, that was the day, though. I mean, you grew up with that stuff.
I guess.
You just rolled with it. You didn't cry about it.
Something like that.
You just became an alcoholic later in life.
Well,
buried that shit.
True. Had Ruth not come outside at that very moment, she was sure the bird would have carried her son away. But there may have been some shred of truth to Lowe's story, and that's where it gets a little bit complex. Legends abound in Illinois about mysterious giant birds, dating all the way back to the Cahokia tribe, an advanced and largely urbanized chiefdom on the banks of the Mississippi River that petered out around the 13th century. So they've been around there for a long time. And, isn't it interesting how there's stories of these birds and of these mythical creatures. But if you try to have a conversation that you had something happen, like something crazy, they're just like, oh, you're crazy. Like,
oops, sorry.
Why, if it was known back then,
hang on. My screen didn't pop up, so I couldn't.
Whoops.
Stop sharing. I was going to share a video that goes along with this story. So it's going to pop up. I'm going to remove it real quick. Remove. Hide on stream. Okay. Anyway, what you're talking about, the story you're talking about, happened in the 1970s, right?
Yeah.
And it's not the only time that this has happened. It's happened in there's 2 locations in Illinois where, a child was picked up by a huge bird. I mean, hell, like I have literally, 4 foot is just in height, but the wingspans were like 4.5 feet each, which would have made 8.5 or 9 foot wingspan plus the whatever length or width the body is. But like I've driven up about bald eagles. This year, actually, I was driving down the road and there was a bald eagle in the middle of the road with some roadkill, and it flew off right in front of me. I had to slow down so I didn't hit it. That thing was huge, right?
Yeah.
This video that I've got is from the 1970s. There's a gentleman who's talking over this where he actually mentions like he got paid by the news to go film a lot of different things, and he was sent to an area to film these giant birds. So let me share this video with you guys because it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to see this.
Snap. Wrong one. All right. I'll unmute it for you guys so you can hear him talking too.
Month of July, 1977, many reports of giant living thunderbirds were pouring into newspaper offices and TV stations across central Illinois. I, Chief AJ of the Central Tribal Native American Council, was called upon by CBS television to try to film a living thunderbird. I had been trained by the United States Marine Corps to be a combat photographer. CBS had called on me many times in the past to film major fires. I had produced good films for CBS, delivering to them network quality results. I studied a map of central Illinois where the Thunderbird sightings had been happening and decided to cruise by canoe the remote shoreline of Lake Shelbyville. I had my 16-millimeter news camera loaded with 100 feet of professional Ektachrome film. You are now seeing the original footage of living flying thunderbirds straight out of Native American legends. This footage has been studied by several universities since July 1977, and the following television show is one of the interesting results. Let it fly.
All right.
Were those Thunderbirds?
So Shelbyville is actually one of the sites where a child was picked up by a large bird. So these birds from that video, they look like birds.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's been other encounters where the description is not so much of a bird, but another creature.
Well,
and judging,
I
was going to say, judging by the Piazza bird, like the description, Native American description, not bird-like.
That's not a bird, my guy. The only thing bird about it, well, two things: the wings and the talons. That's it.
Yeah. And honestly, like it sounds a lot like Oriental lore, about dragons.
Yeah, dragons, yes.
Scaly, had wings, talons, all that good stuff.
Which, just think about this way: if dragons did exist back in ye olden days, they would probably still migrate to get away from certain areas, just like normal birds.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised if dragons did absolutely exist.
At one
They're
time,
basically dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like an early, or just a transition and they were all hunted and killed eventually. But, or there was anyways, yeah.
This event is a very good depiction of how these creatures are different.
Yes.
Some of you that have met Josh Hurd have probably heard about the Van Meter visitor. And this is something that happened in Iowa. For 5 nights in Van Meter, Iowa, a strange creature with bat-like wings, a horn on its forehead, and a foul smell haunted the town, leaving behind footprints, plaster casts, and terrified witnesses. The Van Meter visitor was first sighted on September 29th of 1903 by Ulysses Griffith, a local doctor. He was awakened by a bright light shining into his bedroom window. He grabbed his shotgun and went outside to investigate. He saw a large creature perched on a telephone pole, emitting a beam of light from its horn.
Weird.
Yeah. He fired at it, but it seemed unaffected and flew away.
Okay.
The next night, another witness, O.V. White, had a hardware store. He was a hardware store owner. He had a similar encounter. He heard a noise outside of his store and saw the same creature on the roof. He also shot at it, but it flew away with a loud screech. The following night, Sidney Gregg, a banker, was returning home from work when he saw the creature in an alley. It jumped on him and knocked him down. He described it as having smooth skin, large eyes, and a blunt nose. He managed to escape and ran into his house. On October 2nd, several townspeople decided to track down the creature and put an end to its reign of terror. They followed it to an old coal mine on the outskirts of town. There, they discovered not one, but 2 of the creatures. One was larger than the other and seemed to be guarding it. The townspeople opened fire on them, but they retreated into the mine shaft. The creatures, not the people. The next morning, the townspeople gathered at the mine entrance, expecting to see the creatures emerge, but they never did. The mine was sealed off, and the Van Meter visitor was never seen again. So what was the Van Meter visitor? Was it a hoax? Was it a folklore?
I don't know. I feel like hoaxes in the sky are so hard to do. Like an actual giant bird, maybe.
You'd have to have almost a whole town
literally
colluding to create a hoax.
Absolutely. I just don't see how that would be possible.
How it would be beneficial to a town. I mean, they have Van Meter days where they celebrate the whole thing, but like
True.
It's not a big town.
No, It's not.
And it's Iowa.
It is Iowa.
And so that leads me kind of to this next video I want to share. Well, did you have another encounter you wanted to share?
No. We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
So before I get into this next video, let's talk about this. What could these birds or these things be? And one of the ideas or thoughts about it is that it's a prehistoric bird, like a pterosaur or a pterodactyl.
Oh yeah, the pterodactyl. That's right. Yeah. Which why not?
Do you have some information on the pterodactyl stuff?
Let's see here. I might have closed that page. Oh well. Yeah, I don't have it right now.
Okay. So we all know what pterodactyls are. If we went to
Yes.
school, you know what a pterodactyl is. Pterosaur is basically a version of the pterodactyl, but it's more modern than the pterodactyl. Still a long time ago, like 66 million years ago, that they went extinct, but supposedly went extinct. But some of the descriptions kind of fit what these creatures looked like. And this video was uploaded to YouTube 9 years ago. I don't know when it was shot, but this was an amateur footage showing a supposed pterosaur recently flying over Boise, Idaho.
Oh.
And so the reason I want to show this is because, number one, I want to show the video. And number two, there's a comment on this video that I want to read. For you.
Yeah,
What?
I can't find that. No, I'm saying, okay, because I'm trying to find the cryptid webpage, but I just can't find it now.
Okay. Let me just pop this video up. Oh, here we go.
Definitely looks like a pterodactyl. This is real?
It does this weird dip on it.
I don't know. That's a bit suspicious. There's like no features. It's just straight black. Oh, there we go. There's something. That was weird. That was really weird.
Like you can see the light shine through its wings there.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay, so there's a comment on this that I want to read because I found it interesting. People, of course, are talking about, oh, is it fake? Is it whatever? I can't find the comments. That's not it. Oh, they're there. Where was it? This one right here. This is from P&D Studios. It says, I'm a videographer, visual effects, motion graphic artist, photographer, and graphic designer. I've examined this film as well, putting it through every test that an investigator would do to determine if the video is real or not. Since I work for a film company, I own some very expensive software, which includes high-end video editing and high-end photo editing processing software. Okay. I have a list of what I look for when I examine videos such as this, and this is not my first rodeo. The first thing I look for is whether there have been any previous or authenticated real-world instances or reports of the pterodactyl in Idaho. To do that, I use my knowledge of history and a subscription that I have to an online newspaper database that goes back to the 1700s, probably newspapers.com. And I did find a few articles from newspapers that date from the 1800s all the way to the 1980s, where people have commented that they have seen a pterodactyl-like creature flying over the farms in Idaho. If it were just one report, I'd say sure, but these are over 10 plus reports over many years of people who all describe the same details. The next thing I do is I take a look at the video, slow down in my video editing software, where I take it frame by frame, watching the video for any inconsistencies, such as someone created the pterodactyl in After Effects or any animation software. I found none of that within the video because when I zoomed in, I noticed a pterodactyl run smoothly with the background as if it were not added in over the top of a video that was filmed just as you see it. I then took some of the video footage screenshot by screenshot into my photo editing software to check it out there for any inconsistencies, like I mentioned up top, and I found none of the pixels do not look, I'm guessing, out of place and seamlessly blend in with the rest of the video. So the bird itself was not added into the video itself. I then went back into the video editing software. I mixed with the photo editing software, and I compared the shadows, the time of the day, the lighting, and the color grading. What I found out was that this was shot mid-afternoon on a cloudy day, and everything lines up. The color grading was spot on for that time of day. I watched the background scenery, slowing it down to houses, what kind of plants, trees, and dirt path to figure out location. In my opinion, this video is 100% real and not faked. So,
wow.
So what do we think? I mean, it is interesting.
Very.
I like how the light shines through the wings when it flips like that, but that's an odd flip for any flying creature to do.
And it maintained speed, didn't slow down.
Like it was on a wire, but nobody's going to run a wire that high.
Just watching it closely.
Yeah.
If you notice, it didn't really... Okay, it only seems like it has half a body.
Well, it's got tiny feet. Big head, tiny feet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but that's a stretch. It's interesting, nonetheless.
Yes.
That's very, very interesting. I just don't know if... I don't know, man. I don't know. If I wasn't there to see it, I wouldn't believe it.
Right. So there's some things in our stories that stood out to me.
Yes.
When I was thinking about what this could be, we talked about why can I not find? All right, hang on a second. I was trying to find some of these pictures. It's not letting me.
It's not let me see the pictures. What?
I had some pictures.
So Jerry said it looked like it went behind the leaves, and then the sky continued, but no bird.
Okay, hang on a second. Where the F?
What the F?
Okay.
What the frick?
So the whole description of all of this kind of set me down the path of this one train of thought. When we visited the Piazza Bird along the banks of the Mississippi, there are sheer bluffs, like straight drop bluffs, the big wide open caves. The Thunderbirds have been seen on mountains. They're usually coming from mountains, high elevations. They're all over the East, West Coast, Midwest. They were prevalent, at least in the early 1800s and further back, but not so much now, right?
Yep.
The story from Pennsylvania where the kid was picked up, the mother described the bird as having this white ring around its neck, having like a 6-inch beak. Well, let me introduce you to let me load it up. The Andean condor. It is an animal that nearly went extinct. Technically, it did go extinct in the wild. It has been brought back, but the Andean condor, its wingspan reaches up to 14 feet.
Jeez.
And if you want to see like an image of comparison to people, this is a pretty good comparison here. Let's see. There we go. It is massive. So could it pick up a small child? I think so.
Definitely.
In fact, I mean, there's a photo right here of it attacking what looks like a wolf or a coyote. This is I think that's a California condor right there. They are in captivity. Actually, in California, or the Californian condor has been released into a few state parks as well as the Grand Canyon now.
Yeah.
They do dwell on bluffs and high elevation. So every description that people have had about these birds, these giant birds, fits the description of a condor. And because the condors have gone extinct and are starting to come back now, like, could they have been more prevalent back then? Sure.
Dude, that's so wild to me.
And it fits the exact description, you know? So that's what I think a lot of these tales are about.
So do you think the condor could have been an evolution of something that was even bigger? Like, throughout history, it's gone down in size?
Yeah, there's another bird that predated the condor, not that long either. It was only like 5,000 years that it went extinct, but it had a wingspan of 24 feet.
Oh boy!
It was so big, they said that it had to get kind of a running start to take off, just to get it didn't have the wing power to just take off of a jump or anything. It had to get a running start to get some airflow underneath it, and then it would take off.
Wow.
So the condors are a species of vulture. They pretty much eat dead animals, carcasses. The condors will eat like deer. They'll pick up deer carcasses, cow carcasses. They weigh about 33 pounds at max. At times they do hunt for live game too. So, big, powerful bird. Potentially, I think that's what a lot of people were seeing. That first video I showed looked identical to these condors. The California condor has that white under its wing, and that first video looked like a California condor to me.
Have you ever heard of an Argentavis magnificens?
Yeah, I looked them up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some bigger ones for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, and I'm just saying, throughout history, we've had times where things have gone extinct, but then somehow just magically come back into life.
The coelacanth.
Literally. Like, there's so many species out there that we just don't think about, and then hell, boom, they're alive. Like,
yeah.
What is, like, just spitballing here, what's frozen in Antarctica that still has genes that could be alive in the next 30, 40, 50 years? Maybe 60, who knows, or 100.
Yeah.
Because we know that Antarctica is a giant landmass underneath all that ice.
Mm-hmm.
There's lakes, rivers, everything.
Unfrozen lakes there.
Yes.
With life at the bottom.
Yes. So it's like, makes you think, like, man, what is there that existed hundreds of thousands of years ago? Probably tens of thousands, but
we won't ever fully know. I think
we won't. No, we won't.
Because number one, the government won't tell us anything, and then number two, like, by the time area, by the time the poles shift and those areas thaw out,
well, we're all dead.
We're all dead anyway.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we're gonna die from the pole shift, because that alone is going to kill people with massive flooding, and then who knows if volcanoes go off and other things.
It's going to be horrific.
Yeah,
if it just suddenly just went.
I'm just saying, there is, like, recorded data of the Earth shifting, of poles. Mm-hmm. The poles are shifting right now, slowly but surely.
I want to say it's shifted 2 miles over the last 50 years.
Yeah. Why do you think our seasons have changed? Like, my dad was talking about this. He's like, man, I remember having snow in November. Like, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, don't get me wrong. I do remember that years ago too, but within the last 10, 15 years, I wouldn't say we've had snow in November. I feel like the seasons are getting later.
They are. They really are. I've been making note of this. I've been fighting this for the last 10 years.
The shift is speeding up.
It is
slowly but surely speeding up.
In fact, our North Pole is actually closer to Siberia now.
Yep. Which, when climate activists are like, oh, the caps are melting. Yeah, they're melting because the sun's shifting.
No, the poles are shifting. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. The poles are shifting, so the sun's going to traverse elsewhere.
Global warming is not happening.
It's not
because of us. It's happening because of the shift.
Literally, the Earth goes through climate change like this, up and down, waves. It's all recorded in dead. It's just a fear monger. And like back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have an ice age. Ice is coming back."
Was it the Syrian desert that got the snowfall for the first
time ever in history? Yeah, dude, we are living in historical times.
Global warming.
Yeah, really, man. Funny how it's melting on one side of the ice caps, but it's freezing on the other side of the ice caps. Weird.
You think North America had a large bird? Yeah. Well, the California condor is actually from America.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised if North America had a giant bird. I mean, there's so many caves and places they can go live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the species before. Possibly. I mean, birds migrate, and a bird that size probably going to migrate a good distance.
Side note here, I did notice something very interesting on Google Maps, though, and it seems like a land formation thing, much like how with the Eye of the Sahara, where it looks like water is just like come in and devastated part of Africa, and then it's washed back out into sea.
Yeah,
I can, if you look at Google Maps of the United States, you can kind of see where waters come up through the Gulf and went up into Arkansas, underneath your neck of the woods and just south of you, up through Kansas and up to Kansas City and spreading out that way. You can actually totally see it. It's pretty wild. It almost seems like a valley of such because of the mountains. It didn't go over the mountains in Arkansas.
Well, if the ice age happened and covered that area when it melted,
receded, which is and then the thing is, when you go look at that trajectory or that mass that you see, there's riverbeds all throughout that area.
Oh yeah,
lakes, riverbeds.
I can go out in my driveway right now and pull up a bunch of fossils with sea life.
Like it's. I can't emphasize how much. I know. I want to say the right words, but I can't emphasize how much. Right? I can't emphasize how much like our climates are different just within 10, 15, 20,000 years.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to me. I find that stuff super interesting.
The Alornis. Let me look at this bird here.
Fits more of the story.
Well, with the lady saying the white ring neck, that kind of fits that condor, with the white ring neck. It's almost got a head like a bald eagle.
Almost. Yeah, a little bit.
Let's look at this.
Sure it.
Extinct species of Territorn bird from the western United States. Only fragmentary remains have been found, which are dated between early Pleistocene and late Pleistocene, or Pleistio. First described as 152. I think at the same time as other megafauna in North America. Okay. Description. 5.5. Okay.
Thank you.
Wingspan is between 5 and 5.5, which is big. It's going to be about 15 feet.
That's pretty big.
Right? Yeah.
What's the spelling? Jerry's asking for the spelling.
Aiolornis. Aolornis.
Ayo.
Yeah, I mean 15 feet wingspan. That's close to the condors.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger. I mean,
that's pretty big. That's pretty freaking big.
It's pretty much 15 to 17 feet wingspan.
Good gosh.
Yeah. I mean, again, like these birds, like you were saying, there's species of animal that have gone extinct, and we thought they were extinct, and turns out they weren't extinct. You know, the coelacanth. I think
that's what I'm saying.
Extinct for like 1 million years or something like that, and somebody caught one.
I'm waiting for the day that the dodo comes back.
Wow, that was the dumbest bird ever. It's like it's a retarded chicken.
Literally, it's the stupidest bird in the world. Natural selection at its finest.
Yes. There's some animals like the thylacine. I kind of think that is still around from videos I've seen and some things that I've watched. Like I would not be surprised if somebody like got supreme footage or captured one of them.
It makes sense though if you think about it. Like how much of these cryptids could be ancient creatures from years past that have just barely lived on, and they've had to adapt to near stealth. They weren't hunted or killed, you know.
Yeah, and here's the other issue: is like there has to be enough of them, to breed, to keep it going. So that's the other thing. So if
that family tree is looking a little weird. Ding 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 ding.
I haven't found another female, sis.
Oh, nature's getting weird, man.
Nature does. It'll do that.
How it goes. Yep.
But yeah, guys, let us know what you think about the Thunderbird. Like, do you think this is something that is natural, like a condor or the Aornis, or the pterodactyl or pterosaur? I mean,
or do you think it's just people really high on some substance? You know, that's what you think.
Creating these godlike animals. You know,
yeah. Honestly, if the mom and the boy are both seeing it, they must have some good Coca-Cola.
Yeah, and nobody else saw it though. That's the thing.
That's right, exactly. Mom slipped a little something in his tea.
Night terrors.
Exactly.
The night terrors.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's I've been wanting to do this topic for a little bit because I think it's something that doesn't really get talked about.
Now I feel like Native American lore just doesn't really get talked about a lot.
True that. Even mythology. In these civilizations, like
so interesting.
We always talk about like the mythology in Greece or Rome or Egypt or stuff like that, but nothing in North America. So that's what we're doing.
So with that being said, are we going to talk about the spook light?
No.
Because it is Native American lore. I'm just saying. Ties into it. Dun, dun, dun.
We already did a show on the spook light.
Yeah, I know.
No, next week we are going to talk about the little people of the Ozarks. I think that'll be fun. Interesting because on Into the Light 2 is where we got our first introduction about that. Nice. By some Native Americans.
We're saying like elves and like well, not elves, but what are they called? Gnomes, essentially.
Depending on where you're from, I guess. Native Americans just called them little people.
Really?
Yeah. Little people of the forest.
That's not very politically correct of them.
It is. It is.
I know. I'm just kidding. Just kidding with how
midgets of the forest, guys.
Exactly. God. You could have said children of the forest. I'm just
midgets of the grass.
Oh gosh. Now you're just stop.
You let they giggle when they run?
Oh.
Because the grass tickles their balls. Oh.
I was thinking of the Wizard of Oz with the munchkins of the forest.
That's why they're all giggling.
God,
they came out of the
weeds. They were all giggling and
they were giggling in the weeds.
Yes, they were high on some weed or something. That's for sure.
Probably there's some shrooms in those weeds.
Those colors were popping. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I will say, with that being said, I have watched the Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon put together, like kind of watching it like a silent movie, but the back it works, dude. It's wild. It's actually on YouTube.
I'm gonna have to check that out then.
Yeah, I'll look for it and find it. But
no, shut up, you will not.
We also need to watch the Nosferatu metal version with it is a Typo Negative soundtrack. We need to watch that. I want to see your reaction to that. So bad. So bad. What's it so bad? Anyways. But yeah, I've been excited for this topic as well. Like I said, I didn't really get to do much of a deep dive, and I'm sure there's still tons of lore out there that we haven't even covered in this short time. Yes. So if you're interested in more, go look it up. We have the internet for a reason, my friends. And there's so many great myths, and I can't wait to talk about the little people of the forest.
Holy crap.
What?
Was there an update? There must have been an update to Streamlabs because it's showing a Facebook comment.
Oh, it did. Oh, man. Nice. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that, man. That's dope. You know what? We'll test it out another time. But yeah. The grass tickler balls.
Guys, thank you for joining us tonight. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button, thumbs up the video.
Yes.
Share it with your friends, neighbors, coworkers, or people you hate. And we'll be back same time, same place next week.
Yes. And those of you that are joining us after the live recording, we thank you so much. We understand that live's not necessarily for everyone, so we are thankful that you guys do still go back and watch our videos, because I have noticed in the last 2 or 3 episodes that we've been back, or 2 episodes, we get a lot more views after we're done with the show, and I'm cool with that. I'm totally fine with that. Still leave comments. Anytime we ask a question or anything, we still want to hear from you guys as well. Yes. So this isn't just for the people that are here for live. We do appreciate y'all too. Don't get me wrong, but we want feedback from everyone. Even if we talk too much at the beginning of the show, I don't care. Anyways,
any comment helps you out.
Yeah, it's great. Everything. So we do appreciate everybody that checks in on us afterwards. We greatly appreciate it.
There was something else I was going to throw out there too. Oh, guys, if you didn't know, I have a Patreon page now.
What?
So if you want to see my what I'm up to, like with Boogeyman Radio, or what I'm up to with Haunting History, or any of my other projects, go to patreon.com/Glidden's Ghost. The link is in the description.
Is that what she calls it? I'm sorry.
Yes, because I ghost her.
Oh.
I don't know what this was.
I don't either.
Anyway, you can go there and get all kinds of updates of stuff that you will not see on my pages or anything like that. I'm about to put some video up there that's selected from this new episode I'm editing. That's going to go up on the Patreon either tonight or tomorrow night. So keep up with me there. A lot of cool stuff that I'm going to be planning for this next year, which I'll be running through Patreon. So
yes,
head over there, sign up, and just know that we appreciate you. Until then, we will see you guys next time.
See you, everybody.
Bye.